Hi everyone! We have a new update on the advanced server, featuring the nerf of Claude and Carry. First is the new hero Zushi. They have reduced her mobility and burst abilities, because she was too powerful compared to other characters. Her first skill now decreased the percentage from 40% to 25%. Even her second skill now reduces the total magic power. The developers adjusted her ultimate ability cooldown, making the durations longer and removing the movement speed boost. Next is Luno. Luno's passive now grants her significant magic penetration, but it comes at the cost of losing spellvamp. We aim to balance this by making the change less extreme, boosting her early game damage and improving the mobility of her ultimate ability. The ratio of her passive between magic penetration and spellvamp is now 50%, meaning for every unit of magic penetration gained, only half the amount of spellvamp is lost. This change aims to balance Luno's offensive power and sustain, ensuring neither aspects dominates excessively. Her ultimate in light mode now provides a 30% movement speed boost while the skill is active. Next is Minotaur. Minotaur needs to take a break after his recent strong performance to balance the game. Skill 2. In his enraged state, Minotaur now regains HP equal to 200% of the damage from basic attacks he receives. Additionally, he restores HP ranging from 200 to 450 plus 100% of his total magic power whenever he is hit by enemy heroes' basic attacks. The first two smashes of his ultimate reduce the slow effect from 70% to 40%. Next is Jawad. The developers boosted the base shield of his second skill but decreased its bonus from physical attack. His second skill's shield will now start with a higher base value but scale less with attack items. This change benefits roaming Jawad who lack attack items, ensuring they have a stronger shield. By late game, this translates to a shield of 1000 points. Next is the energy cost of Hayabusa. The developers reduced the energy cost of Hayabusa skills to match the adjustment in purple buff. Now, his energy only impacts the casting of his first skill. This means the energy cost for his second skill and ultimate is set to 0. Next is the nerf of Claude. Claude has been performing exceptionally well lately. They plan to reduce his damage output to decrease his overall effectiveness. Second skill and passive. The developers are reducing Dexter's physical damage bonus from 30% to 20%. Additionally, the portion of attack effects inherited is also reduced to 20%. Next is the nerf of Carry. Carry's been doing exceptionally well lately, so the developers are toning down her mobility to level the playing field. In the late game, the second skill now has an extra second of cooldown. This prevents continuous skill spamming when you reach 40% cooldown reduction. This adjustment requires players to adopt a more strategic approach when playing Carry in ranked games. Next is Mia. Mia needs a boost in a combat without blink skills, so the developers increased her basic attack range for 4.6 to 4.8 units. Next is Layla. Without blink skills, Layla needs a smoother abilities to enhance her kiting capabilities. Her first skill now has a 50% shorter backswing time and reduced mana cost from 25 to 50. They also decreased the mana cost of her second skill from 35 to 60. Next is Joy. They reverted the previous speed boost nerf for Joy. However, to maintain her agility without overpowering her, they decided to reduce her damage instead. Even with this adjustment, her total damage remains higher than that on the official server. Her ultimate now grants a 30% speed boost again. Additionally, the damage per hit has been reduced, although it still scales with total magic power. Next is Harry. They slightly rolled back the increase in shield strength. The shield of his second skill has been slightly decreased, but it still scales with total magic power. Next is Julian. They slightly decreased the damage of his powered up basic attacks in the late game. The bonus magic power for his passive enhanced basic attack has been reduced from 120% to 90%. Next is Chip. The developers mentioned he'll be indulging in more potato chips. His passive HP regen now scales more with lost HP, providing increased healing over time. His skill 1 now makes enhanced basic attacks swing faster by cutting their wind up time in half. Next is Baksha. They're reducing his overall defenses. His physical and magic defense growth are both being decreased. Next is Carmilla. Carmilla's enemies have been finding it too easy to break free from her ultimate's grip. To counter this, we've intensified its slow effect to keep them firmly in place. The slow effect on linked enemies from her ultimate has been increased from 15% to 30%. Next is Gusion. They decreased the mana cost of certain skills to align with adjustments made to the purple buff. The mana cost of his first and second skill has been significantly lowered, allowing for more frequent use without worrying about running out of mana. Next is Harley. In response to adjustment made to the purple buff, the mana cost of certain skills have been decreased, ensuring smoother gameplay and strategic decision making on the battlefield. The mana cost of his first skill has been slashed, allowing for more frequent and impactful usage in battles. Next is Shin. They've aligned the mana cost of certain skills with adjustments to the purple buff. For example, using his second skill now costs significantly less mana, ensuring more efficient spell casting in combat. Next is Selena. In response to the purple buff adjustments, they've trimmed down the mana cost of several skills. This ensures smoother resources management and empowers heroes to unleash their abilities more freely on the battlefield. They made it cheaper for her to use her skills, allowing her to cast them more often during battles. Last is Glue. Since Glue's Goo provides strong health regeneration during laning but isn't very effective in team fights, we've made using his Goo more beneficial overall. Glue's first skill just got a major boost. Now, when the Goo explodes and hits a hero, touching it heals Glue for 6% of his maximum HP. Plus the skill's cost has been slashed, making it even more enticing to use. So what do you guys think about this update? Share your thoughts in the comment section. Thanks for joining us today. Until next time, I'll see you on the battlefield. Peace, y'all.